6 Super Bowls there for Tom Brady, although if you look at his numbers from last season, not too terribly impressive when you consider his 6.6 yards per attempt in 2019 were his lowest in a season since 2002. And in reality, Brady has regressed each of his last 2 seasons, as well as you look at the overall picture of where he ranked: 27th, 13th, tied for 11th, and 19th. So there's obviously a lot of excitement in Tampa Bay, so we're not going to dampen the enthusiasm of folks down there. However, it is worth asking, how much does Tom Brady have in the tank? Sean, in your opinion, how much do you think he has?
Yeah, Will, this is Tom versus time, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
I know you guys all saw those great episodes. You know, really, when you look at the fact that Tom was willing to leave New England to go play somewhere else, you have to imagine that it's for more than 1 year. And I think, you know, he's a man of his word. He said he wants to play till he's 45 years old. So in his mind, it's going to be he wants to play 3 more years. So I think when you look at the fact that Byron Leftwich is a young and up-and-coming offensive coordinator, Bruce Arians, really good coordinator, really good mind, been around the game a long time. He was actually my offensive coordinator when I played for the Browns. That relationship, I think, is something that they will have a great time with. It's not going to be a one-and-done, flash-in-the-pan kind of relationship. And I think I just kind of look back to when Peyton Manning left the Colts and went to the Denver Broncos. And he was paired with a young offensive mind in Adam Gase. And they went on to set NFL records. I think Tom Brady has that ability in him. Obviously, he's done it before. Byron Leftwich, I think they're both going to grow from each other. So I think this is, you know, we're going to be talking about Tom Brady in a Tampa Bay uniform for the next 2 to 3 years. And I really think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have been in the background in this division for so long. And I think for the next 2 or 3 years, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're legitimate contenders.
And they're going to be on TV a lot. Kim,
Yes.
What do you think we can realistically expect?
Well, we expect to see B.A. in his hat a lot on
Yes.
television, Will. You were right about
Yes.
all of that. Listen, I think if Tom Brady were staying in New England, we'd be talking about, well, how much can N'Keal Harry improve? Who else can they bring in? With Tampa, we're not having those conversations at all, by the way. But when you look at Godwin and Evans, those are 2 players who, led by Evans first, then Godwin, top 15 in the league in terms of yards per catch. They are a downfield group. They are a big play group. Tom Brady has to get the ball in their hands. They can run after the catch. And those tight ends, I mentioned them earlier, O.J. Howard, Cameron Brake. I watched a game that the Giants played in Tampa, and I know it was the Giants defense, and I get that. But Cameron Brake wrecked that game for them. I mean, they are capable in other spots as well. So I think when you talk about Brady, what can we expect from him? Does he have anything left in the tank? The deal for me is the tank is pretty full when you look at what's around him. And that, to me, is vital in all of this.
Absolutely. And then you consider he would be throwing the ball downfield more, but also he can maybe check down to a guy like Ronald Jones there in Tampa Bay. Judy?
Yeah, I've got 2 points that I want to make on Brady. I think I saw the Patriots play live at least 8 times last year. Brady was uneven. There were a lot of games, especially later on this season, where he was shaking out his arm. So there was clearly something happening with his arm, and it was not getting better as the season went on. Having said that, he was up and down. But in the one game with Antonio Brown, we know about that ill-fated relationship. He had great touch. He was delivering the ball with no problem. He looked confident. They were in rhythm quickly. So if you give him that level of weapon, an Antonio Brown level of weapon, he still had it last year. Was it uneven? Yes, but let me just go back to the numbers. He still completed almost 61% of his passes, 24 touchdowns, only 24 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions. Tampa Bay will take that and then some after what they've been through with Jameis. This is what I expect from Brady. I think he's going to be energized. We talked a little bit about that. Why would he leave New England? I think he's going to be energized by a new setting, a new offensive coordinator, a head coach in B.A. who's a quarterback whisperer, and I think he's going to rise to the challenge. This is a guy whose entire Hall of Fame career is based on the fact that he was the 199th overall pick. This is another challenge. He's going to know that people are going to say, he's 43. Can he really do this in a new setting with no offseason? I think he will be energized and motivated, much as we saw Peyton Manning, who was energized by a new setting in Denver and motivated by the fact that there were people who were not sure he'd ever play again. I think that's what we're going to see from Brady.
Is it crazy to wonder, and I'm not beyond that, is it crazy to wonder if AB at all gets in this mix here? He played for Arians in Pittsburgh. Arians can make it work with a lot of different personalities and players. We know that Brady and Antonio Brown have remained, at least via social media, very friendly over the last few months.
We don't know what his
Is
eligibility
it crazy to
will
wonder
be.
that?
We just don't know what his eligibility
Yes,
will be.
the answer to that, Kim,
Right.
the answer to that, Kim, is yes, it is crazy to wonder about AB. I don't want to see Antonio Brown in the NFL. I'm sorry. I said it. I'm going on a limb. Tom Brady, though, Judy, to your point, the energy, the motivation, the one thing that I was thinking about last night, going down to Tampa Bay and trying to play down there in September, I'm telling you what, it's tough. It is hot. And Tom Brady knows he's struggled playing down in Florida late in the year as well. But the fact that now Tom Brady, like so many snowbirds up in the Northeast, has matriculated down to South Florida.
Yes.
Look, the weather is a factor down there, too. And in September and October, when you get teams that aren't used to being in that heat down there playing, that's a big factor. And then think about playing down in Tampa in November and December. The elements are going to be totally different from what he's used to being and having to endure up in Foxborough. I think he's one of the best cold weather quarterbacks in the game. Now he's going to have to prove that he's one of the best warm weather quarterbacks.
Well, Brady has more wins and passing touchdowns in his career than all Buccaneers starting QBs combined in the last 30 seasons. Folks, they are starved down there.
They're in for a treat.
They are in for a treat there, so it'll be interesting to see, the possibilities. We obviously know Brady, not the only quarterback on the move. No, Felipe Rios.